Now I've got Khristian and Trayce, and my first question is going to go to Kevin Brockaway.
Yeah, question to both of you guys. Maybe you can answer in different ways, but I'm curious what kind of rapport are you guys establishing as far as two-man game scenarios, passing, screening, etc. How are you guys trying to develop chemistry with one each other on the court?
Trayce, go ahead.
So basically with our new offense, there's a lot of ball screening, but especially with him at the point, I can come up and set high ball screens and wing ball screens and stuff of that nature, and he can come up and make plays. He's doing really well already for a freshman to be able to make plays off the dribble. So.
Yeah, I agree with what Trayce said. Our offense right now is just a whole lot of ball screens and side ball screens and stuff like that. So I feel like we keep repping that out. I feel like we'll be good.
Okay, Rick Bozich.
Yeah, guys. Coach Miller seems to be very bullish, very optimistic, very confident in this team. What do you think he sees, or what have you shown him that you think is contributing to this confidence so far?
I think just everyone from down to the freshmen all the way up to the seniors, everyone likes each other. That's a big part. We all work hard and we hold each other accountable every day. Like last year, I remember there were times where Saturdays we could open and shoot. If you weren't in the gym, it was like common. And then this year, if you're not in the gym on Saturday, it's weird. So like it's just a different vibe this year. It's like everyone's ready to go, especially with an unfinished season last year.
I agree with him. I feel like as long as we hold each other accountable, I feel like we're real close on and off the court. So I feel like the off the court helps us with our on court.
Okay, Alec Lastly.
Yeah, this is for you, Khristian. We heard earlier this summer a little bit from Rob and kind of how your skill set would really help him on the offensive end. You know, how do you think you guys are going to play together, both, you know, one of you guys on the ball, off the ball, and how do you think your skill sets are going to translate together on the floor?
I feel like we'll play very well together. I feel like both of us can play on ball and off ball. So I feel like we can play off each other very well.
Okay, Bob Kravitz.
Yeah, thank you, JD. Trayce, question for you. You talked about the unfinished season. I wonder if you could go back for a minute to March 11th and talk a little bit about what those minutes and hours after the win over Nebraska were like when you found out what was going on, and how did you guys handle that? How did you process it?
Really with the whole COVID-19, it was kind of hard to process because we didn't really know much about it at the time. But after the season got canceled, I know me and all of my teammates were devastated because we thought we had a really good shot at making the tournament. But it's just something you have to live with. I feel for Duran and Devontae not being able to play in a tournament, especially with one probably going to be able to this year. So we just got to play with a chip on our shoulder this year, just knowing that not taking anything for granted.
Just really quick as a follow-up, when exactly did you find out about Rudy Gobert, and were you in the locker room? Were you looking at your phone, or how did that all come about?
It really kind of was like a second thought almost, because after the game with Coach Hoiberg, he got sick, so we were all worried about him. And then we checked Twitter, and then we saw that me and Joey were roommates, and we saw that Rudy got it. So it was crazy, honestly.
Thanks.
Okay, Jim Coyle.
Hey, Khristian, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Khristian, talk about the biggest difference for you in moving up. You moved up a class even to come up into college ball, but to move up from high school to college, the biggest differences for you. I know we always talk about the speed of the game and the strength and all that, but talk about making that difference while making the acclimatization of playing on this team.
I just feel like each and every day I'm getting stronger and getting the hang of the offense and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm a fast learner, so I feel like I'm gonna get the hang of stuff, and as long as I keep getting stronger, I'll be good.
Trayce, if you wouldn't mind following up on that, playing with him as someone as young as he is, but he is someone that's obviously exceptional talent. What's it been like having someone that young come in, but having an impactful part on this team?
Most definitely. Him coming in was huge for us, especially just getting another guard. He's a really explosive guard. He has a really high IQ, especially for how young he is. And he's obviously, the sky's the limit for him. He's just going to keep getting better every day. Especially in the weight room with Cliff, just learning the new offense, learning how the college game is, and when the game slows down for him, he's going to be a really, really, really good player. So.
Okay, Mike Schumann.
Yeah, hi, Trayce. You mentioned your perimeter shot this summer being a real point of emphasis for you. I was hoping you could give us an update on where you feel that is, and if you feel like you'll have a green light from the coaching staff when it comes to taking three-pointers this year.
For me, it's really just been my confidence getting that build up. My coach has never told me not to shoot the ball. It's just been my confidence. So I've been gaining that over the off season. So just being able to just keep getting high reps at it, and just keep expanding and expanding and expanding. So that's really what I've been working on. So hopefully by the time the season comes around, I'm ready to take those shots.
Jojo.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Obviously you guys do not have a schedule yet, so I wanted to ask you to describe your mindsets at this point, knowing that the college basketball season is, about scheduled to be 6 weeks away.
Mostly I think we're both excited, especially just not been able to do anything. Just practicing. We've been waiting for this. First, we're excited for practice that starts tomorrow. But with the season coming, I think everyone's kind of in the dark about what's happening. So we just got to play it one game at a time, really. So.
Yeah, I agree with Trayce. I feel like the only thing we can do is just stay prepared and hope for the best as far as our season goes.
Okay, Pegram.
Hey, Trayce. Thompson came on really well at the end of the year last year, and you must be working with him a lot in the individual stuff. What have you seen from him since March?
Race is just a big energy guy. He makes the hustle plays. He's going to be huge for us this year. I think me and him play really well together at the 4 and the 5 because we're both very versatile players. We're like interchangeable. We can both guard 5s and 4s. So, I just think he's a great all-around teammate, and he's going to really lift us up this year a lot.
Okay, Zach.
Just to kind of follow up on that, Trayce, about race. In particular, I think you guys had some pretty good games kind of concurrent to one another toward the end of last season. I'm thinking about Penn State at home, at Minnesota, things like that. Are there things he does in the way that kind of, he plays, I don't want to say that 4 spot, but certainly in the post that really kind of you feel fit with your game and just ways, I guess, you can play off of one another that really fit for you?
Yeah, I think especially with him, when I'm at the 5 and he's at the 4, a big thing for us, I think we get out and transition a lot more. I think our tempo goes up tremendously, and it's not as clogged. I think we both move really well, and I think that's a big emphasis on my game, being able to have space to operate in the mid post and post. So,
Alex.
We've obviously seen a lot of Khristian and Anthony Leal and Trey Galloway as well from Indiana, but Jordan Geronimo is a guy that a lot of people haven't seen or up close very much. What can you tell us about him as a player so far, your impressions of him and how he can impact this team?
Jordan's been really, really good, really high energy. He's a freak athlete. He's coming into his body a little bit, but I think once he gets a grasp of everything, the sky's the limit for him. He's really raw right now, but at the end of the day, he's going to be a really, really good player for us.
Dylan?
Hey, Trayce, I got to ask you, non-basketball related, Khristian, you maybe chime in if you want, but between you and Armand, who would you say is the better TikTok dancer?
Armand definitely has me on that.
No comment on that one.
Tyler.
Hey Trace, yesterday you were named to the third team All-American team, and you've been in the conversation for some AP Player of the Year early in the season. Have you had conversations about that with the coaching staff and kind of how you're going to handle those increased expectations and maybe the double teams and just more attention you'll be getting?
Way back in, not even, I'd say April, when I was making my decision to stay or leave, me and Coach Miller had a conversation about this actually. He said if you come back, you're going to need to play at an All-American level. And so I think he's putting really high expectations on me and giving me a lot of confidence to produce. So, I mean, it's an honor to get those, but at the same time, I'm just here to win basketball games. And then the accolades can come with all of that.
Okay, last question, Jeff.
Hey guys, I just got one for each of you. First, we'll start with Trayce. What would you look at and say, what are 3, 4, 5 things that you think you can do better this year than you did last year? And how important is it for you to be able to finish some with the right hand, just to be able to keep people from totally, shading you one direction?
I put a big emphasis on my right hand this year. I've been using it a lot more in practice, not just doing drills, but actually in like when we play. So just trying to get those reps up, especially with my right hand jump hook. And then things I can do better this year, obviously shoot the ball better. That's a key emphasis, especially on that short pick and pop from mid-range, being able to knock that down. Playmaking, I think with our offense, I'm going to catch the ball in the high post a lot, so being able to make the right play. If a guy steps up, being able to hit Joey on a lob, or the guy comes over, being able to hit him, Al, Rob, or someone in the right corner for a 3. So playmaking is going to be a big thing for me too this year. I think I rebounded the ball well last year, but at the same time, you can always get more energy on the board. So.
Gotcha. And this one's for Khristian. I just want to take you back to LA when you guys played really, really well out there last July. I thought it was one of the best weekends that you ever had. How well do you feel you played? And is that the type of game, if you could take that and put that to your freshman year, is that the kind of performances that you would like to have?
Most definitely. I feel like that was probably I would agree that was probably like my best weekend of AAU as well. I feel like if I play like that in that tempo, I feel like I'll play good with all my teammates and be able to produce.
Thanks, man.
Okay, guys, thank you much. Go ahead and move on to the next one.
Okay.
Tom?
Sorry, I hit it off. Hey, Trey, just wanted to get your impressions on what it's been like on campus so far here in these first few months, and what it is you may have learned on the court about your teammates in this short period of time that you didn't know before.
I mean, it's been great. Just getting a feel for the program and the guys on the team, and they took me in really well. And it's been great to kind of just get on the court and do some things with the guys that I really haven't done before. And so they took me in and led pretty well. I followed their lead.
Tyler.
Hey, Race. Earlier, Trayce mentioned how you and him can kind of play off each other in the post. What do you think you two can do to kind of work cohesively in the paint?
I think we both just continue to play hard day in, day out, and just push each other every day in practice. I mean, we both can be very versatile at times with working on our jump shots all summer long during coronavirus and all that. We was working on our jump shots. So I think just being able to play inside and out with each other would just be a big bonus.
Okay, Mike Pegram.
Trayce, you scored a lot with putbacks and some other things. Are there other ways you think this season that you can score the basketball?
Yeah, I work on my shot like every single day during quarantine. So that's something I'm trying to bring to the table this year, and then just continue to do the dirty work and all that stuff, and just being a bigger part of the offense in general. So I'm not really too worried about scoring. I just am really one of those persons who just does anything to get the win. So that's really what I'm here for.
Okay, Zach.
You talked Race about, you kind of talked about it there, but I know we asked you about this earlier in the summer too. You're a guy that I know Coach Miller really just kind of praised the summer you had pretty much to the hilt. He said he felt really good about it, was really impressed. As you went through it, were there moments where you almost could sort of think to yourself, I wasn't able to do that a year ago, or, you know, I'm more comfortable with this now, whatever it is, offensively, defensively, different parts of your game? Were there just moments where kind of you realized, hey, that's a real growth point for me compared to a year ago, 2 years ago, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I would say this year I'm faster, stronger, jumping higher than I ever have in my life. So, I mean, that's just a credit to work I've put in off the court and just during the quarantine and stuff. So I would say, yeah, like I haven't done a lot of things I'm doing now that I've done in the past.
Okay, let's go, Alex.
Hey, Trey. I'm just curious, the adjustment to college is difficult for anybody, but during this time, it's extra, I guess, difficult based on the circumstances of the pandemic. What's been the biggest adjustment for you, just adjusting to college, and also from a basketball perspective, what's been the biggest challenge so far?
I'd say probably time management. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of regimented time. I mean, especially because of COVID, the virus and stuff. We've been really structured. So it's been really good and a little bit difficult to adjust to it. But I think the leaders on this team have really took me in and kind of helped me and put me under their wing and just help us freshmen to kind of just get the way and learn what to do with the program and stuff. So.
Mike Schumann.
Yeah. Hi, Trey. You had a couple shooting hand wrist injuries throughout your high school career that I think impacted your shooting numbers a little bit. I assume you feel like that's pretty much behind you. And as a follow-up to that, do you feel like your shot is going to be a part of what you're able to contribute in year one?
It is. I mean, I'm healthy now, and I've been healthy for the whole summer. In the spring. I was battling up a little bit the senior year, but I'm feeling a whole lot better, and I've been trying to groove my shot and work on it the whole summer and in the fall. And I feel like that's one thing I can contribute this year for sure.
Kevin.
Yeah, Trey, a lot of coaches talk about your positional versatility. I mean, how comfortable are you playing different positions? How many different positions? And how many different positions do you feel like you can guard as well?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the 1 through 3, I mean, those are the main positions that I focused on my whole career. But whatever the coaches want me, where they feel I need to be, that's where I'll go. So if that's the 1, 2, or 3 guarding different positions, that I'm gonna do my best to try to defend either or.
Okay, Rab Johns.
Hey, this is for Race. I was talking to a Big Ten assistant coach a couple of weeks ago, and he was breaking down guys he thought, could have bigger, take big steps this season. You were one of the guys he mentioned, and he said, Race Thompson, that dude is just an absolute bull. One, do you think that's part of your game? Two, is that sort of part of your game? If you think it is, do you really emphasize that? Do you like that? And winning the offseason championship belt, is that going to take that to an even another level this year?
I'm sorry, what's the question? Like, am I a bull?
Yeah, he described you as a bull on the court.
Like tough person. I would say I've always been like one of the more tougher people. Like just growing up in the family that I grew up in, I've had to be pushed and pushed and pushed, and it's benefited me a ton. So I would say, yeah, that's definitely part of my game, and it's not going anywhere. But I'm just continuing to try to grow my game in other aspects as well.
What other aspects? What are the other aspects that you really want to grow in this year?
Really just being able to knock down open shots. I'm not one to force anything. I just, like I said before, just making winning plays. So I'll just continue to make winning plays and take open shots.
Okay, Race, you can go. We've got one more question for Trey from Aiden.
Hey, Trey, just wanted to get your thoughts on kind of your relationship with the other freshmen and just kind of how special of a class you think that can be.
Yeah. I mean, it's really relationship with us four. And obviously the past relationship with me, Anthony, and Khristian, but Jordan's fit in just as well. I think we all have each other's backs, and we've gotten along pretty well, and I think we're all getting to the system pretty well. And like I said, it's been good to kind of be here in the summer and in the fall and get united into the program and stuff. And the seniors and the upperclassmen kind of just took us in on the wings to help us out with all that.
All right, Trey, thanks. I've got.
Hey, Rob, Coach had mentioned earlier, the idea of you playing with Al and Khristian at the same time. I mean, how comfortable would you guys be in that three-guard set, and how effective do you think the offense could be with that?
I'm really comfortable with it. We've been incorporating that in offense, so we're still getting better every day. So we're just really learning.
Okay, Tom.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Thank you.
Hey, Trayce had mentioned earlier about the cohesiveness of this group this year and how much different Saturday workouts are with everybody, everybody sort of all in. You've been around for a couple of years now. Can you tell a difference in this group as to how close you are and how much everybody wants it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I feel like everyone's holding everybody accountable for what they're doing. Everybody's working hard. Everyone just wants to win. So, whatever happens, everyone just wants to stay together, play hard.
Okay, JoJo.
Hey, Rob, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, and happy birthday as well. I know you guys have been under some strict COVID-19 protocols since you guys have been on campus. What would your message be to others about the importance of doing whatever they can to prevent the spread of COVID-19?
I say the biggest thing is I say listen to our leaders. Wear your mask, social distance, and just follow the protocols. I feel like everyone does that. That the virus would be under better control, and everybody would get what they wanted, and everything hopefully could go back to normal, I think.
Caleb.
Hey, Rob. With the possibility of no fans this season at Assembly Hall and possibly playing without anyone, how does that affect the team's energy and everything? You guys played so much better at home compared to the road the last couple of years. You're just trying to maintain a home court advantage even without people around.
I'm not really sure. We haven't done it yet, so that's all I can really say.
Jackson.
Hey, Rob. With it being your birthday and you now 21 compared to when you first came into the program, where do you feel like you've grown as a player to the point where now as an upperclassman you can really be a leader and a really strong part of this team?
I would say my leadership really, and my confidence too. I feel like I know a lot more things that I did coming in. I know what to expect. I know what coach expects out of everybody. So I feel like just that experience really helped me.
Dylan. Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin.
Yeah, Rob, you touched on, being through it. I'm curious what kind of mentor you could be for Khristian as far as a point guard that's played through the Big Ten, what you can tell him about kind of the physicality and the speed of the game.
Oh, yeah, that's what coach really emphasizes to the older guys on the team, to teach the young guys. That's how they learn the best, because we've been through it. So really just obviously the main thing for a lot of freshmen are the speed of the game and then the physicality. So really just take it day by day. Just learn whatever you can and soak everything in.
Dylan.
Hey, Rob. I know last year you talked a lot about wanting to be more aggressive, kind of getting into the paint. With the opportunity that you guys could space the floor more this season, how more important do you think that is if you can kind of use your quickness to get into the paint, drive and kick for shooters?
Oh, very important. I feel like that's one of the main things for our offense. So me just getting in the paint that'll open things up for everybody. So if I get in the paint to score, I can just kick it out, or our teammates too. So I feel like the more aggressive I am, the better we play.
Alex.
Rob, you talked in July about how you were feeling physically and everything you had since you got on campus. Are you still 100% in terms of your health? And If so, how do you feel like that can impact your play on the court this season as opposed to the last 2 years where you were, dealing with injuries for most of the year?
Oh yeah, I still feel great. It's the best I've felt in a while. So, we'll see. I feel like I obviously feel better on the court and on and off the court. So I just feel great. I'm just ready to play.
Dylan, did I get to yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go, Jeff.
Hey Rob, happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Hey, what do you feel you need to do better this year to take a step forward from last year? Or give me like 3 or 4 things that you look at and say, these are the most important things for me this year.
Number one would be leadership. I know we have a lot of young guys, and just taking control of the team, just being that leader when we need it in time. So, second part, I would say be more of a scorer, just being more aggressive. Like I said before, I feel like the more aggressive I am, I can create for myself more and then create for my teammates more. And third, just being more consistent, really. I know injuries affected that with everything, but I feel like I've been staying on top of my body and just being in the gym more. So I'm just trying to be more consistent.
Zach.
Hey, Rob, I asked Al about this, and I know people have asked just generally about kind of backcourt depth, but obviously you play point. Rob or Al spent a lot of time playing point. Now you've got Khristian, and you guys have talked in the past about wanting to be a team that emphasizes transition, maybe even above and beyond kind of what's normal. Just how valuable do you think it can be that you're going to have multiple guys on the floor at any time that you would trust to kind of initiate the offense quickly, whether it's on the break or the secondary break, kind of before you get into half court sets?
I think that's very valuable. When you have 3 guys who can bring the ball up the court, I feel like we can play a lot faster and just attack. I feel like there's a lot of matchup nightmares too with that. So just playing fast and playing small, I feel like it'd be really hard to guard us.
Okay, last question for Rob. Mike Pegram.
Hey, Rob, talk about some of the other freshmen besides Khristian, Anthony Leal, and Trey Galloway and Jordan. What has impressed you about those guys since you're a guard working with them?
Anthony, he's a great shooter. He's a great defender. He's really smart. He listens, plays really hard. And Trey's really good. He can create off the bounce, create for his teammates, plays hard, and plays together. And Jordan, he's a freak athlete. So, Jordan, he's a great person, great teammate, and everything. He's learning, but he's getting better every day. Just all the freshmen, they're really great. They're great teammates, and everyone loves playing with them.